Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Long and Thick podcast, where we help you navigate the noise and cut through the bullshit in the health and wellness space. I am joined here by my most handsome and fetching compatriot, Ronnie Grant. How the hell are you?
I'm excited we're both wearing shorts.
I know.
You pulled up and I was like,
hey,
huh.
We are in summer, baby.
I opened the garage door. He just saw legs. I was just like,
yeah. Tattooed little skinny boy gams on both sides.
Yang, 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 yang. Look at that.
Oh, a cow, little moo cow.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I forget some of the shit that's on here. Yeah, man, we're in the summer.
It's toasty. It's actually not that bad. I mean, knock on, there's no wood around, but.
Maybe these guys.
Is that actual IKEA wood?
Yes.
Swedish. But yeah, it's been pleasant so far.
I know.
The shoe will drop.
It's coming.
Yeah. And if anyone's never existed in Middle Tennessee or this part of the world during summer, all of our seasons are kind of a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. In the 9 years that I've lived here, 10 years, every single season of every single year has been different. Not a single pattern has emerged.
No, doesn't
which
exist.
Is wild.
The pattern is there's no pattern.
Yeah. But generally, springs have not been favorable. And you're like, hey, I wonder if it's ever going to be. And it's like 103 degrees in full humidity. It's like, welcome to summer, bitch. And
yeah.
Like, okay.
Thank you.
Oh,
this
awesome.
This is such absolute delight.
We've yet to
here.
hit that point. So it looks like even projection-wise, we're not going to get above 88 for at least till July.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
I mean, it's fucking reverse revenge. It's making up for the ice onslaught.
Oh, the death of January. Yeah. Our spring was super pleasant. Probably the best I've ever had in memory living here. Summer also equally good start. So yeah. I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want anything apocalyptic to happen summer fall area, but it's actually been pleasant.
I know. We gotta fucking ride it out.
I know. What's new in your world?
I'm thrilled. We were talking about this earlier. We got some glitch beans on the way.
Dude, that's a huge hookup.
So for those who don't know, somehow at this point, I mean, soon we're going to stop giving people the insight. Like, if you don't know, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Glitch beans are some of the best in the world, would you argue?
Yeah, no, their brewing methods and how they roast coffee, and then the beans that they procure. It's a roastery in Tokyo, Japan. They also have a place in Osaka, but their flavor profiles, however they process their beans, a lot of experimental processing, the flavors that they can elicit are
just mind-blowing.
Stupid. And anyone who ever bought whole bean coffee or even ground coffee, generally you'll get flavor notes on it. They have the most aggressive punch you in the face. Like it's
not hidden whatsoever.
Yeah, there's no trying to define what that could mean. Like you have to really search for it. It's like, no, they say it's going to taste like this. It's going to hit you in the face.
Butter,
like
dude.
a ton of, there's a butter peach one that we had last year. It still haunts us to the day. Are you out?
I have a cup's worth. From what you gave me from your last little bit.
You should just do it before it gets too far gone and it ruins the memory.
I made one cup on my birthday. I mean, this is how fucking important these are to me.
Are these freezing it?
Oh,
okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good.
So I got some beans that are on the way from a patient who's, I guess, should be back home as of Friday. Or within the last 24, 48 hour window. So hopefully sometime this week I find out. I don't even know what he got me. I just was like, hey, grab whatever. And so I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah, huge hookup. Well, before we get too deep into it, this episode is going to be all things travel. I mean, we're talking about traveling where we first found Glitch together in Tokyo, big travel thing, but basically ways to optimize from people who hate the fucking word optimize your health, your wellness, your fitness, your diet while you travel. Because for a lot of people that can throw all sorts of wrenches in the system.
Yeah.
And we're talking about movement, resistance, diet. But speaking of movements,
that's right.
We got a little sponsor action.
We do have a very lovely sponsor. Today's sponsor is PTU Biomechanics Course 1.0 from Jason Colley at Personal Trainer U. If you have a client whose movement keeps breaking down, no matter what you try, this course is going to change how you see that problem. Jason teaches personal trainers a complete system built around the human skeleton and the shape of your client's structure. How this one variable drives their hip mechanics, foot position, compensation patterns, and overhead range. One framework, everything connects, 9 modules, full assessment and programming system built for trainers who want to stop guessing and start understanding what's actually happening in their client's body. Use the code LONGTHICK15 at checkout when you sign up for 15% off. We will have the link in the show notes and within our IG bio and all over the place.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jason. And honestly, this is perfectly timed because if you are a personal trainer and those sorts of things may not have interested you, or as a human being, you're like, well, who cares about my ankle and my hip mechanics or my thoracic expansion ability? All of those things can work for you or against you on days of travel or where you arrive.
That's true.
You know, you're talking about how you sit in your seat, how you breathe, how your back's feeling kind of weird. A lot of that can have a huge benefit when it comes to making sure your postural orientation with your ribs or your hips, or say you take past your day of travel and you've arrived at your places and you're moving around. Hey, why did my hip flexor feel like absolute dog shit?
Right.
Why is my ankle feeling like it's imploding right now and I've just adopted a limp?
Yeah.
All of these things, whether it be you are the client or the person curious about those sort of things, or a personal trainer trying to give someone a better leg up, literally and figuratively, when they travel, so they don't come back to you and be like, dude, I was gone for a week and I feel like
I'm absolutely
trash.
destroyed. Yeah.
Understanding the body structure, how it moves and how to do micro adjustments will have huge long-term effects with how people travel as well as how they get stronger. So shout out to Jason. And that kind of works symbiotically with what we're talking about today. So we're talking about travel.
Yep.
Hit me with some thoughts. Talking about diet, movements, resistance. First instinct out of this whole situation.
Yeah. I mean, I think the go-to expectation is like shit is going to hit the fan, right? Because you're hopefully traveling for something that is a little bit more leisure-based, vacation, something that you're going to do for the sake of you wanting to do it as opposed to a forced trip. I didn't really think about how often people who have to work and travel is a huge part of that.
Sure. I have several both programming and coaching clients that have to exist in that realm. And it's definitely a moving target because every place that they arrive is going to have different facilities. Their days of travel will be shorter and longer depending on their location. So there's a certain fluidity and kind of how you're talking about, well, hopefully it's just like a vacation thing. I think the person or persons traveling, depending on their goals, where they are in their arc of a particular phase, kind of need to ascertain whether or not like, hey, we are literally just going to go and think about nothing and enjoy.
Right.
Or if that will have levels as you move more toward being strict as, hey, I know it's not going to be perfect. Let me try to find some Goldilocks areas. Or someone who is, say, in the middle of a prep and they really have a goal in mind for competing or something similar, they have a lot more work cut out for them because a lot more intel and pre-planning needs to go into it. It's like, well, you already just did 12 and a half weeks of all this work. Are you really going to blow it because you have some travel? Or are you going to research all of your local watering holes, food holes, grocers, gyms you have access to, kind of look at your prepared stuff on your travel day? It really just depends on the nature of your travel and how stringent you're trying to be with adhering to your plan.
Totally. So I think, our goal today is to really sort of flesh out how things that are going to apply to everybody, regardless of where you fall on that spectrum, are going to be more or less applicable depending on the context of your travel, right? Absolutely. So if we're kicking off just the initial pillars here, let's talk about how we can think about navigating diet and movement on physical travel days. So again, just to be very clear, these are the days that you're either going to be in the car for an excessive amount of time, on the plane, on buses, trains, any form of travel. Makes me think of that fucking question you asked me of like, you can never, basically go anywhere ever again. I'm like haunted by it still. I'm like, holy shit.
Shout out to our Would You Rather games back in the in the catalog.
Fun times. But anyway, so let's start with just the diet portion.
Sure.
What are some of your tools to approaching? We'll go through a more chill version, the medium intensity, and then the like Japan trek. So we're starting chill. what are you thinking? You have a 3-hour drive ahead that might fuck up the day. It's outside of the norm. Like, how are you thinking about the, food? And
depending on if it's a leg of getting from somewhere that I'm already away from home to somewhere else, or if I'm leaving from home. If I'm leaving from home, I'm doing a good amount of preparing beforehand, whether that be make a meal that will be relatively nutritious and evenly balanced, and some snacks that I'll enjoy, whether it be some fruits, protein sticks, protein bars, that kind of thing. So at least the first little jaunt, I'm gonna try to prepare as much for myself as possible. And then no matter what, if I'm on, say, the highways, I'll look for either a grocery store that I know, get a rotisserie chicken, get some deli meat for like a sandwich, or I will try to keep it mostly clean. A good substitute there is grilled nuggets from Chick-fil-A, kind of my go-to, what I'm always searching for. Something a little bit on the cleaner side. But that's pretty much it, is thinking as whole food ingredients as I can. If I'm at a convenience store, again, I'll look at, say, a meat thing, a nuts thing, and a fruit thing, and do it that way. Now, if I'm deep in it and I'm just like, man, I just want comfort food, I have a long drive. For me, I know myself, something's going to break some way, and I'll get like a pastry or something just because. But I know where that will go in my diet, and I can make considerations around it if I go too far off. My touring days are pretty much behind me. So those are candies and Monster and that kind of stuff. So I have a much more solidified restraint now. If I am just driving and I am in a more stringent, I am on plan, I have an exact idea of an outcome for myself, then I would bring a cooler and pre-plan everything. Bring meals, all of my drinks, all of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, at that point you don't really have a choice, right? And I think those folks who are already on that sort of path will understand that and already instinctively do that, because if you have a show that you're not just going to suddenly puff up because you're like, oh, I love Pennsylvania, like I have to go to see Hershey. Like, I don't care, bitch. Like, sucks. So, for the movement side, I think, it's so obvious. Like when you stop and get gas, we're talking about driving here, right? Like
do some laps around the
fucking extra laps. Yeah. Stretch. Like you see, anytime an animal gets up, like it does that nice big stretch. Like we do not,
right?
We get up and groan and then fucking go. And so have some, intentionality with the things that were the most parked, right? Like hip flexors, your low back, your neck, like shit that did not move at all for more than 45 minutes, let alone several hours. Move it on purpose.
Great point.
And just make sure to sort of snack similarly while you're sucking down your boiled egg, like, do some neck cars or some shoulder cars. If anybody looks up a YouTube cars, capital CAR, lowercase s routine, you'll get such a great, like, once through the body that once you get the hang of, you can run through in maybe 10 minutes. And that's a great way to just hit every joint and just sort of get some blood and fluid moving around. So same is going to apply to obviously the death race through the air of flying to Japan. I don't think I've been on a longer flight. Have you?
No, those have been my long ones. Like 12-hour flights is tough.
Yeah. So any time that you're doing that, obviously walk around the cabin, get up and do some squats. I was like fucking dapping up the stewardess as I was like getting snacks from the cupboard, literally in the middle of the plane. And yeah, you have to plan to move around because you will feel like dog shit upon arrival.
Yeah. And it's just going to be cumulative at that point. You're not going to really get it back unless you're hyper. But here's the thing. Smart money says if you are not intentional on the front end, you're not going to be intentional on the back end. And then you're just going to pay the price long term for it.
Definitely.
You're going to complain. You're like, oh my God, my back, my hips, my neck, like you said.
Yep.
And a good one for me that I like to do is when either driving or flying is just working your levators. So basically just put your back of your head against it and pull, like basically isometrically pull into the back to keep your head more upright. Cause it's so easy just to slump. And
Totally.
I mean, as all of us are at desk jobs, computer work, we as a species, our neck is drifting forward. Yeah. So it's good to strengthen those muscles. You can do it in the gym with bands, but you can just do it isometrically on any seat that has a headrest. And that was a big one that early on a chiropractor showed me. He's like, hey, listen, you're really pitched forward. Just do it whatever you can to
get
pull
some
that back.
activation going backwards. Yeah, ISOs are super, super handy. Anything else to sort of flesh out around those? I feel like it's, again, sort of like around some stuff. The only other thought I had was for longer stints, making sure that you just set yourself up for success. So if it's not a natural thing for you, like we both fucking move around and tweak out all the time. So like, set a little buzzer on your watch or like on your phone, some kind of alarm that's like, just move for 1 minute, just like do stuff and get things moving.
And some of that I think comes with being a little squeamish in public, and I get it. And there is definitely a spectrum, like anything, is if you are literally doing this for your health and you want to feel the best. I mean, if you're knocking out some mobility stuff or some push-ups or some jumping around in the gym or the airport, nobody's going to care. Now it's a little different if someone's like doing it for content creation and getting in people's way and making a little corny just for the sake of it. It's like, all right, maybe that's not the best. But if you know that you can get ahead of getting a refreshing feeling of movement or get ahead of mobility problems before they really start to impact you, just do it in the airport. What's the harm in it?
You're only going to feel better.
Right.
And in fact, I would say you doing the thing that you feel a little bit like embarrassed about is such a fucking brain orgasm. Like after the fact, you're going to be like, wow, I feel so much like cooler about myself and proud. It's like being a kid and being mad scared to dance, and then you go do it and you're like, holy shit, this is sick actually.
This side to side shuffle as I box hold her hips, so good.
My heart is fluttering. So just face it.
And legitimately, you also don't know, again, if you're doing it and you're being inconsiderate with other people's time and space, that's a different story. However, I've legitimately had conversations with people that like, hey, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm hoping to not feel like crap as I get off the flight. And then that starts another conversation like, hey, what can I do? What can I do on the flight? And like that one little thing can be a nexus jump off point for someone else and someone else that you're just giving valuable insight and information to. And that's a good thing. So
it is a good thing. Don't
be so rattled to think that you can't do something in public for sake that you're gonna be embarrassed when you very well could be offering value to someone else. Just the same.
And you know, like we all know that more people, this should almost be like, I don't wish this way, but I'll say it this way, that it was like a government mandate that was like, fucking do your 20 jumping jacks before you get on the plane. Like you have to.
Yeah, I forget which country did it, and it may have been Japan, which would not surprise me in the slightest, but you could leverage money on your fare for public travel with like air squats and push-ups.
Dude, imagine.
They just have a camera and like they count ding, 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 and you get so much money off of your fare.
I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, huge.
That's brilliant. Huge. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on here. So we want to think about some of the more nuance around like the specific locations, right? So if we're talking about food, really, it comes down to knowing, are you going to be eating out a ton like we did Japan style? I don't think we made one single meal ever, right? No, because why the fuck would you? Yeah. So there's a great case. Like it's normal to not. Don't think like, oh, I have to go to this store and make stuff. Like again, unless you're in some kind of prep, like you probably don't. You just need to have a little bit of foresight. And then, just trying to make sure that you're staying on whatever program is relative to you. So again, I'm going to throw the fucking noodle your way.
Sure.
How did you manage going through Japan, thinking about, okay, we're eating out. We ate out a lot. We also wanted to like explore a lot and sort of not give a fuck.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? How do you consider that and build it into like program?
So in complete transparency and honesty, the whole leverage against not doing anything program minded was the fact that I knew that we'd be getting somewhere between 25 and 35,000 steps a day. I was okay with the fact that we are going to fill pack our itinerary to capacity with consumables and cultural experiences and shopping. And the gym really wasn't a consideration in my mind at all.
We couldn't even probably go unless we put on fucking track suits and, you know.
Yeah. So we were not equipped for it, and we didn't intend to be. That's the thing.
Right.
And I have done plenty of travel. We're like, okay, say 2 days a week, I'm going to go to a hotel gym, or I'm going to go to a gym in town. This was not that. This is pure vacation. We are going to eat and drink our way through most of the country. And that's just what it's going to be.
Yep.
And people just need to kind of ascertain where they are in that spectrum. Is this pure enjoyment, pure experiential bliss? That's okay. The program will be right where you left it as soon as you get back. Hopefully you have the wherewithal to get right back on the horse, not have your progress fall too far by the wayside. Is it somewhere in the middle? Is it, hey, I'm still going to be on vacation. I might get a run or 3 in the mornings throughout my time. I might do some mobility before I go to bed. That was my tract when I went to Europe last year, is that I would wake up, do mobility. I'd walk 20,000 steps. I'd go to bed, do mobility, and that would just be that.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't weight training either. But if you are just going somewhere and you're like, hey, I want to be somewhat cognizant of it. I'm going to move a little bit. I'm going to walk a lot. And then when I go to places, I am going to use my best judgment instinct, provided that you have them and you've learned along the way of what to, you know, like you said, the hand sizes. We talked off camera about, you know, 2 hand sizes of carbs, a palm of protein, a half a palm of fats, that kind of thing. If you know an easy way to compile your plates or have a diet or plate composition, But somewhere in the middle, I think a lot of people can exist, of just use your best judgment when you're eating.
Right.
Move a little bit, maybe throw in some body weight work along the way, push-ups, sit-ups. You could row or press overhead your luggage and then be on your way.
Yeah.
Now, if you're in prep and you still have to move about the country or countries, then it becomes more of an intel thing where you need to pre-plan where you're going to be, your immediate access, the menus of the places that you're around, the grocers, and it's just how important is it that you hit the mark of your goals between you and your coach.
Right. In some of those cases, I think people have probably run into like, oh, unless the trip is mandatory, like maybe it's not the right time. Because it might just be too fucking stressful to do that thing, right? So, but now for the person who has a little bit more of like a established routine, I'm thinking of a cousin of mine and some other patients and clients that like they go to a place every like quarter or every few weeks, and it's like relatively the same. That's where you can start to really like get some good inertia with expecting and knowing those areas. Like, for example, even the last time that I went to Nebraska for some continuing ed stuff, I looked up where there was a Whole Foods, and it's like, I don't even remember, 1.5 miles, maybe 3, it's some good distance that wasn't just like down the block. So I'm getting some good movement in. And then, I just was like, oh, I'm just going to prep here, and I'm going to be going back there plenty for stuff and CEs. Now I know, you know, when I go back, I have a couple landmark spots, and then the fucking ice cream joint on the way back, like hit the Frosty, and you know,
balance.
Right. And so
balance.
Yeah. I think just getting ahead of knowing what you're getting into food wise. Are you going on a trip with the expectation of like exploring and having a total ball, doing whatever, eating whatever? Great. Then make up for it on the movement side as much as you can. Otherwise, if you're trying to really be cognizant of maintaining whatever caloric load you're ingesting, then you have to look ahead and either start buying shit out, like while you're at that spot, go to the nearest grocery store or CVS equivalent thing, get a good chunk of like staples that will function as like your tent poles through the day, and then you're going to rock it out that way, you know? But again, the name of the game, similar to the episode we just put out, is like a plan.
Yeah. And it just becomes how much intel are you really to put in beforehand to make sure you hit your goals. And as a little bit of a call out, we all know when we travel, liquids are what get us. That comes down to condiments, but you can pre-pack entire meals. You could have Ziploc bags full of your proteins.
Yeah.
Put that shit even on your carry-on.
Yeah.
And as long as, again, you kind of call that out to your TSA agent and be like, hey, I got 6 pounds of chicken that I'm bringing with me.
Yeah.
And as long as they're not looking for 3 ounces of condiments, they're like, all right, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
So it depends on how far in advance you want to prepare and how important your goals and they're being hit are to you. I mean, there's always a way.
Have you done that?
I have not, but I have friends that do.
I would never personally.
It's right.
I'm just like, what's the fucking guy who like brings like coconuts in a bag on the plane? I'm like, imagine some motherfucker whipping out a machete and a coconut to be like, that water is too much plastic. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
the fucking plane is microwaving you. Like,
Right.
yeah. So,
but again, it's not necessarily something I've had to adhere to yet, but the possibilities are there. And there are people in various pursuits and points in those pursuits that might need to find that to be an advantage. So
yeah. Again, just trying to provide tools and options across the board. Okay. So now we're thinking about some exercise considerations while you're at your place. We talked about how to sort of eat and move on the fly, both literally and figuratively. And then we have another nook here, another few nooks. So we're talking about sort of the differences between body weight stuff and equipment, gym access versus not having it, and then really considering weight stuff versus cardio. The reason I'm bringing all this up is because exercise considerations on location to me are going to fold into like all of these. Mm-hmm. So just giving folks a heads up on, what to expect. So I also wanted to call out that we had talked about in pretty comprehensive depth, like the different tiers of gyms that exist. One of which being hotel gyms. Yep. And obviously the more premium of a hotel you stay in, probably the better equipped the gym will be.
You hope.
And yeah, right. I've been unpleasantly surprised where you go and it's like a fucking wet dumbbell and like a chewed on yoga mat. And you're like, what do I do with this? Yeah. You see some guy like in the corner just
looks like out of the Flintstones pretty much.
Yeah, there's like rubble and shit on it. You're like, huh? What in the yabba dabba fuck is happening in this place? So if you're wanting to explore some of the more nuance around like gyms specifically, we have an episode talking about the different calibers. Mm-hmm. So when we arrive to a place, we usually have a pretty good idea of, are we staying in a home, a hotel, buddy's fucking basement, or the back of the car, right? Mm-hmm. All of which still give you options to, at the very least, hit body weight stuff.
Sure.
What is a common misconception that people have around traveling and almost falling into the excuse of like, I can't do shit because like they don't have my Gym 5 hack squat. Like, bitch, no one has that. That's why it's there.
Main thing is your gains are not going to fall off a cliff by you being out of town for a week or two. Mm-hmm. There are going to be some regressions, sure, but you also don't need to be lifting at absolute maximum capacity to maintain 80+% of your ability. First off, it's not even going to fully wind back that fast. But I mean, even if you just look at whole body plyometrics and you are a high performing weightlifter, that'll get you most of the way there.
Yeah.
Okay, you might not be able to do hack squats. Let's see you do 3 sets of 12 at max power jump squats. It's going to gas you.
Oh, yeah.
And your legs are going to burn.
Right.
And you're like, oh shit. Or jump lunges. Or plyo push-ups, handstand push-ups. Yep. You could be rowing the living crap out of your luggage. That's one of my personal faves. If you like, I can do all that stuff, it's hard to do pull stuff. Well, do pull-ups off of something. Right. And then hold your luggage between your legs. Like
for fucking set the timer, yeah.
Yeah. So, or like you said too, like kind of isometrically. I mean, just do one long isometric hold on one pull-up. It's going to get you. And sure, that might not be adhering to every big lift that you have on your program, but you can mirror the movement patterns and you can find improvised ways of intensifying those things that satisfy the same thing.
Totally.
So, and talk to us, talk to your coach if you have one of like, hey, how do I kind of skirt this to do the same movement patterns that my body's used to in this program, but improvise it along the way? And You can still do a lot of hotel gyms for my clients. They'll just have to do a lot of isolateral stuff.
Yeah.
They'll have to make something way harder for one limb because I train my clients to be as strong as possible. Most bilateral movements, even for the women, are eclipsed way outside the weight range that a hotel gym has access to.
Usually at most that I've seen commonly is 50
yeah.
right? Is what I...
Yeah. And again, more premium gyms. I mean, I've been to a couple of hotel gyms where their dumbbells go up to 100. They have full weight racks.
Yeah, I don't remember the last time I saw that.
So there's been a couple that are like, oh, this is sick. Oh, that's awesome. Not usually the case.
Right.
So it also depends on if you want to bring something with you. A couple exercise bands can go a long way. 3 exercise bands can basically cover your entire body.
Yeah.
If you do a skinny band, a medium band, and a thick band, if you can do your body weight squats with a thick band over your shoulders and you're going to get torched.
Totally.
So again, how much do you want to plan? How much do you want to leave to chance that, we're just going to arrive somewhere with zero research on our surroundings. If we find a gym, great. If not, that's totally fine. That's your prerogative.
But just be ready to sit in that bed.
Right. Yeah. Or just do some jump squats.
Yes.
Yeah. But if you want to bring a couple bands and do a little bit of research or consult people that help you do this on a regular basis, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
And you can get a great workout on little to no equipment.
Totally.
With a little imagination.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest hangups is like, and ideal justifications of being like, I don't know, I just can't. It's not the same. Like when I go to that place, it's just different. I'm like, of course it's
then you don't have that
different.
dog in you. Straight up. You don't want it bad enough.
That's true. Like, and also if you have a plan, like the movement arcs you're hitting are what they are. Sure, you don't need the same exact machine to make progress. Like your fucking muscle doesn't know which machine it's on.
Right. Thank you for saying that. Yeah.
So like the folks who are like, this one, I understand the preference. Like I like certain shit better than other things. Like this is fun to do leg extensions. That thing's not. Like, okay, great. So what?
Your quad's like, I can't believe you put me on a live fitness machine.
Yes. Like I reject purple actually. Yeah. So it's just like, it's nonsense. Look at what your plan is and then modify accordingly. Those are all great options. Again, like Daniel said, if you don't know, or you're like, it makes me fucking analysis paralysis, fine. Then ask somebody like us and we'll give you plenty of things to do, or just one.
Yeah.
If you do sissy squats, your quads will never feel the same. Like the end. Okay. So we got you covered on how to navigate the body weight and really lower end equipment side, because now we're talking about how going into gyms. When was the last time you traveled and went to a gym? Let me preface this. You traveled for the sake of traveling for something totally unrelated, obviously, to the gym.
Yeah.
And you sought out a gym either during or like soon into realizing like, oh, this is going to be like a 2-week thing. Maybe I should like find a place nearby and like did some day pass drop-in things.
Yeah. So in my time here, I've revisited several different locations of Florida pretty regularly throughout the year. So I'm usually in Florida 2 or 3 times a year. And that is for at least a week stay, usually every single time, whether it be Central Florida, North Florida, South Florida. I will seek out gyms. Generally, they're a corporate chain. So big ones that make it easy would be Crunch or LA Fitness. It's fine. It does well enough. You can get a really, really good workout and culturally leaves something to be desired.
Sure.
So, I mean, on Crunch, generally, not to slag the culture, but it's a lot of young kids and it's a lot of people that are taking inspiration from the internet and turning that into an even more mutated version of taking things too seriously, and broccoli hair and tripods and all that kind of stuff. And again, not to shame anyone for trying to get in better shape, but some of the motivation seemed a little misplaced.
Yeah.
Especially when you're young, you're dumb. I was there too. You're full of little testosterone. You're like, oh, I'm gonna be a bit badass and most like little shitheaded little idiot I can.
And this is my local
gym.
Yeah.
Where LA Fitness is interesting because has some young people, has a lot of older people. So it's a lot of like Florida leathery, just, old
Coach
body.
bags.
Yeah, for sure. And it's a lot of dudes that either were in bodybuilding in their youth and they're still into it. Just it's unique. Some of the craziest statements you'll ever hear, some of the craziest behavior you'll ever see are always in LA Fitness in South Florida. So that's, you know, not too irregular for me. It does the trick.
Yeah.
So, but in LA, you're competing with some 80-year-old man. And it was like, how many more sets you got left? He's like, I have 32 minutes on a hammer strength row. Yeah. It's like, okay, what a weird, weird metric to use. Not sets, not reps. I have 32 minutes
per machine.
Right. Yeah. And then you're just having to do somersaults over a bunch of little children at Crunch Fitness. That's all. But it does the job. Weight is weight. Like you said, your body doesn't know the difference.
Right.
And you may have to make some concessions around your program, depending on if you go to a primetime gym in Florida, it's super annoying. I might as well just stay home with bands, but
fair.
It gets the job done.
Things that you learn. I think I love a good Planet Fitness, honestly. Like,
dude, I'll send it right back, but everyone's like, oh, Planet Fitness, whatever. Planet Fitness weight stacks will fuck you up.
They also, yes, they will, dude.
Some of them are like too easy. Like some of them are like, this is nothing. There's a couple sleeper weight stacks.
Yeah, dude, the incline chest.
Yeah.
I was training the one at Gym 5 and I was like, oh, okay. I don't even remember what the number difference was, but it was like 40 or 50 pound thing. I was like, holy shit. Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, it is but diabolical. Also, they've like overhauled a lot of their stuff. Like they have, I would say it's like a pretty sick gym. If you're like just looking for an entry level, simple, but crosses all the T's and dots the I's, like, duh.
I want you to finish before I rob you any more of time, but I want you to finish your travel gym things. But I have a funny story to tell you about the full circle of PF. But continue.
Okay.
Your travel revisit. Gym.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think in other places, I don't really look to go to gyms necessarily. I think I will almost always just create stuff on my own. But again, that sort of comes with like being in the profession. Like I know 1,000 ways to work on 1,000 things. So I know I don't have an excuse.
Sure.
And then other activity will take it off.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So maybe not weightlifting in a traditional sense, but how often are you rolling jujitsu when you travel?
Ooh, that's something I used to do a lot more. I actually really fun in, what is it? Where did you just go in Argentina?
Buenos Aires.
Further south.
El Calafate?
Yeah. And then into El Chalten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled in El Chalten?
Dude. So I got a massage in El Chalten and the person's like chatting me up because of my back piece. It's just like fun, not like weird. And we're talking about life stuff, whatever. I talked about being in Brazil for a while. She was Brazilian. And she's like, I just come down here for the summer and I'll stay here for like a few months and work and whatever. But I just started a jujitsu like club thing that's like free and open.
What?
And like it was inside of the like convention center type thing that was like towards like the beginning of the town. I don't know if you remember like where that was, or maybe it looks very different. Yeah, it's sort of like right as you're like rolling in. Yeah. Like there's like just some bigger buildings. Yeah. In one of those places. She's like, "What do you have WhatsApp? Do you have a WhatsAppy?" And I was like, "Yeah." And so I went over and rolled and got my fucking ass whooped by everybody in there. But
dude, that's sick.
Yeah, it was so sick. Like,
dude, that would be. I mean, first off, just if anyone's never been to Patagonia, it's insane just to exist there, just to go outside and breathe. But to be able to do something like that you're passionate about in a destination place, like that's, you never told me that before. That's cool.
Yeah, no, it was, I sort of forgot about it, honestly, up until, because that trip was so full. But yeah, I don't really look for that much anymore. Mostly because I don't know if my disability policy will cover me if I get hurt and if it's like not in Tennessee.
Oh.
So yeah, I was rolling across the street for a while and then, you're going to get fucked up rolling.
Yeah.
And so like if I break my fingers, I'm sort of fucked for work. And so yeah, that's the less of a thing. I will still look for like skate spots, even if I'm not going to skate, like my eyes are always like looking for skate shit. Like,
okay, well, that just inspires a whole other line of questioning because I'm going to call shenanigans a little bit. When's the last time you skated?
oh, it's been many moons. That's why I said not to skate, but my eyes will find
the
it.
instinct. It's like you're Jason Bourne, but for your wheels.
Yes, yes,
like,
yes, exactly.
How do I know I can hit that 3-stair right there?
Right. I'm just, looking at like envisioning. I'm like, Shibuya Station, dropping in on the, so.
Did we see anybody skating? There's got to be skateboarders in Japan.
There's a pretty cool like subculture skate world. I don't remember, but it was fucking cold.
It was cold, but I don't remember seeing a skate spot. Maybe I just wasn't looking for it. Maybe my eyes are not trained to see all the exits and the opportunities. But
I don't know. Corb might know too. He's pretty horny for the skateboard. The
horny
sounding
for the board.
yeah. So yeah, I think that covers most of that. What was your PF circle?
So the circle of
Ring
life.
of fire.
When my first gym that I ever went to, and as a wee little lad, went with some buddies, was Planet Fitness.
Nice.
It at that time was a mecca for powerlifting and bodybuilding.
Really?
$10 a month, still kind of purpley. They still had their lunk alarm, but like we're talking about big ass like diesel competitive Florida dudes.
Yeah.
So if they were deadlifting like 500-600 pounds, like woo, like say come say that to my face, please.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, but yeah, I mean, it was fully equipped, squat racks, free benches, barbells across the board. It was really well outfitted, and it was interesting that we all went in one day and they just basically did it overnight. And we're looking around like, what the hell is this?
Fucking like a ball pit. It's like Chuck E. Cheese all of a sudden.
It's just, there's nothing but treadmills and some Smith machines, and all the big dumbbells were gone. We're like, what?
Where did they go?
Mind you, I was not in the physical prowess shape to do any of that stuff,
Sure.
but at least wanted the access. I wanted barbells, I wanted all that. And they're like, oh, well, this is like our new direction. I'm like, cool. Cancel my membership. Like, we have a contract. I'm like, well, my contract was the old gym, not this.
Right.
So cancel my membership. And he's like, well, we can't do that. I'm like, get your manager out here right now. And he goes, and he like opens up a drawer. It's like a stack of cancellations, like that high. It's like, what the hell did you expect?
Of course. They're like, do you want pizza?
I have a Tootsie Roll. I have a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah.
Let me sign this first and I'll take it off your hands.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. So, and then now they've gone, like you said, full circle.
Yeah. It only took them 20 years.
Right. They're like, oh, wait, this is what people wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, imagine that. The simple fucking stick of weight. Lastly, weights versus cardio. How to consider it. I think cardio is so manageable to fit in.
It should be
outside of the time commitment across the board. That's always going to be the thing. But you can probably pretty much run almost anywhere unless you're in like Tanzania on a fucking
or ruck or walk or
Again, do it's not really cardio, but you can start to get some heart rate peaks doing a little bit more of a HIIT session, right? And so at least you're scratching some of that itch, and your pulmonary pump sort of comes through the system.
We love a good alliteration.
Yeah, you like that? I even said comes through the system after pulmonary pump, which is crazy. Your blood has come now. Surprise. This is the worst workout of your life. Not only are you dead.
There's a would you rather.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Shot this down.
Would you rather your blood be semen or...
Fuck, dude. Yeah, what's the other one?
Or you would just actually ejaculate blood.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Kill me. Turn me into a fucking used condom. I'm donezo. No more. Oof. Bravo. I have a list in my life. I don't know if I've shared this either. It's called No Thanks. On it are like 3 things. One is coughing blood. One is pissing blood, and one is shitting blood.
So just no blood.
I don't want to bleed unless I've been like cut. Or pierced. Actually, and vomiting is number 4. That's any of that. I will almost cry blood before any of those other things. Never done it.
Never. I hope not.
Leaked out of my ears.
Blood?
Yeah.
Like head trauma?
More like I think my ear got cut, like deep in my ear.
From what?
Fuck if I know, dude. Fucking water fall, jumping, something, who knows? Something hit me somewhere, and I just remember like blood coming out of my ear.
Gross.
But it wasn't like my ear drum or anything like burst. It just was like
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
All right, back to cardio.
Here's my list. Yeah.
Nope, no blood. Gotcha.
No blood.
Keep
back
it clean.
to cardio. Yeah.
But,
well.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, now granted, he's referencing interval zone 2 plus cardio, but still, if you can just get steps in and move, hike, ruck, just for me on a long travel day, even if I'm beat, I will, if it's a hotel gym, I'm going to be on a treadmill, incline walking, just to reset the standard for your body.
Right.
That because your body is always looking for input and it's always a moving target. So if you are a very active person and then you spend an entire travel day not moving for 16, 20 hours, your body will be like, oh, we're down regulating? Like, okay.
Got it.
And we're just going to...
Time to hibernate. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then the next day you probably will have a little less energy. So you have to show your body like, hey, I may have been idle for 20 of these 24 hours, but I'm going to show you now I'm just going to be on an incline treadmill for an hour to show you that like I also demand this energy on demand.
Yes.
So it is important that, because I'm sure everyone's felt it. We've done it ourselves, you know, toward the end of these trips where you are going to start moving less. Your body is going to start making you move less because you're like, hey man,
you're fucking weathered.
Yeah. So if you have to fight for the energy that you want to maintain at the end of the day, and that's going to come at the cost of probably doing it in a time and at a time that you do not want to do it. But that's where the real growth happens. And again, up to you to ascertain whether or not that's what the purpose of that trip is for. But we always say, hey, movement no matter what. When we vacation, we're always on the move. We cannot standing still. But if you're a convention person or doing continuing education or anything like that, or just working in an office somewhere else, you need to find ways of getting up and moving.
Yeah, it'll be worth it. Make a plan. Don't go into it fucking hoping that, you know, you'll do something. Like, have it dialed beforehand, at least to some degree. You know, if you adhere to 75, 80% of the things roughly, like you're still going to win.
For sure.
So it doesn't have to be perfect. It should be a little messy. That's hence our lack of optimization, but that's welcome to real life where fucking diaper changes and shitting your pants on the, you know, plane happen and you got to figure things out.
Yeah.
So, anything else to send the kids home with?
No, that's pretty much it. Just do whatever you can not to ejaculate blood, apparently.
Fuck, dude, I will. If that happens, you'll never hear from me again. That'll be the end. That's how you'll know.
You'll become nonverbal. I'll know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just will fucking.
His head will shake. He'll never make another peep again. But it's like, oh, it happened. It
finally happened. It's happened. Oh, until next time.
Until next time on The Long and Thick.
Toodaloo.
Bye bye.